away because he wants to do a bit,
Yeah.
which would be super cool. But this is what's left of what would be a factory. And I think that this is under 100 square metres.
Yeah.
This is, but it will still serve as a different application, and then let's get into multi-tenancies with this.
Yes.
Right, so we have the ability here to separate this with power, water, everything, to have two completely separate tenancies.
Correct. So this particular building we've set up for two tenancies.
Yep.
So where we are downstairs at the moment, this warehouse and the section which we haven't been into yet, just adjacent downstairs, this can be one tenancy.
Yep.
And in these doors we're talking to you through, there's a deadbolt that can be locked off. And the rear downstairs section and upstairs where we just were before can be another tenancy because we've got rear access and front access. And we've done that through separate water supply, separate power, separate NBN. We've put separate hot water services in. If you pop through, we've got a data cabinet, a data room. So we've also put a separate data cabinet upstairs, which currently are interlinked because this will be used as one tenancy.
But scalability.
Yeah, so again, for investment perspective and future growth, so it allows these guys to simply lock some doors.
I remember having that conversation with them, that it was not just about what they're doing today.
Correct.
It's making sure that you're building for that point in time where you either grow out of it or decide that you want to change, and you've got that flexibility. So that gives really good value. It gives good value for an asset that you're working out of at the moment. Let's pop through this, because this is, as we said, this was one tenancy. You have your factory here, and coming through you're going to have some office spaces. And as much as the trade's nearly finished, not quite, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So it comes through to office space.
So this is a storeroom and access.
Plenty of office space down here. Again, in the other one, and in the one that we completed earlier, that had a reception area out the front here, where these guys have put this into full office space.
So a large office through
and an access point that goes up to where we just were upstairs. And I've got to say, I'm super impressed. Forget about the power supply. But I'm super impressed with how the stairs look. That's very cool. It gives it a nice finish. It's not just another set of stairs. It finishes it off quite nicely. It gives it a cool look. Maintains a little bit of that industrial look too, which is where it all started, isn't it?
And again with this, originally this building was for a different use, and the client came along where we had framework up. So originally there was no stairs going in here, so these got cut out and added, and then we thought we'll create this little feature, something different. And luckily the client liked it, so it was even better.
Well, the thing is though, they were super easy to work with too, as far as that went with it, because they knew that they were coming in halfway through a build. So from an adaptability process, we were very okay to work with them and say, okay, let's make this work, because there was a good win-win situation for everyone. But how did it go for you from a build perspective? Because we were halfway through a different concept.
Look, it was tricky. We had to think outside the square a little bit, and we had to determine what changes, what effect that might have, particularly structurally. So we did have some structural elements. We had to add some steel beams in the roof, some steel columns. But that's part of the challenge. We enjoy the challenge. So.
But overall, the end result from a time perspective for you and a cost perspective?
It was fine. All worked out.
So it really isn't that hard to be adaptable.
No, I think it's one of those things you've got to be a little bit careful where if you just say yes, it can buy time and cost. But if you're very disciplined, so at the start of this we had a very clear brief. So the client, they provided a drawing of what they wanted. We sort of adjusted that slightly to say, well, this is more practical based on the existing frame that's here. So we just set some ground rules with that and stuck to that, and that's what made it easy. It was very clear what we're going to provide and what we're going to do.
So I know there were some changes in glass, in windows. How many did we end up with left?
So that was a challenge, and we actually, so with that, because we had windows, they wanted shifted doors. So originally this was going to be two offices, for example. So there was an extra door here and an extra window. We basically cut and pasted with our doors and windows. And we actually ended up with nothing left over. So we actually expected to have some spares.
No waste.
Exactly. I mean, obviously we've got some more to build at the back, so we thought, well, if we've got excess, we can use it there. But at the end of the day, we actually used everything. So worked there really well. And our crew that do the glazing, they were fantastic. So
Yeah, we can't fault the trades.
yeah, that's
They-
right.
They've been amazing. Everyone here from Adaptability Concept. Because I do remember that point in time.
Yes.
no,
Yes.
sorry guys. Have been incredible with what they've
Yep,
actually put in and what
100%.
they've done. Okay, we might take a little bit of a. Let's not give them a sneak peek on the signs up there and have a wander at. So tea room.
Yep, so kitchen in there.
You would have noticed there was one upstairs, a complete one upstairs. So separate tenancies again. You've got a complete kitchen, bathroom, everything upstairs that serves one tenancy, and then a complete everything downstairs. So this is the downstairs kitchen, tea room, brew room. Wow. Big open spaces. It's huge. Same in the floor.
Yeah, so these are just different versions. This is stainless steel just because of the floor surface. So again, these had to be cast into the concrete, so we had to settle that prior to pouring. So just again, just planning things and making sure that's all thought through during the building process. We've got a really tall ceiling here, so that was a client spec. They wanted lots of height, so this is 3.6 metres, and we've also built in structural elements in that roof for future feature lighting that he wants to add, without giving away what he's doing. And we've also got smart lights here. So these are LED downlight, but again, like the feature light upstairs,
They can be
can be controlled and change moods and colours and all sorts of crazy things. So, which is really cool. So, yeah,
How do you
plenty of
force people when you're sitting in a computer in another room or another location and changing the light
somewhere
bulb?
in the world. And actually, this is probably a good thing to look at. So this is something in progress. So this is actually a really cool seal system that goes indoors. They're quite expensive, but these are.
So talk about why first. What are we doing? What is the whole idea?
So this room is actually acoustically, we've done a lot of work here. So obviously you can hear our voices echo. So acoustically, from that perspective, we haven't looked at that. But it's all sound not getting in, sound not getting out. The acoustics will be modified once the tenant puts their various things in. But so what we've had to do is put acoustic plaster on the walls, so it's a double layer of plaster. We also put acoustic insulation bats in the walls. The doors are solid doors, and all the doors have full seals around the doors. And at the bottom of these doors, we've got this really cool seal system. And what it does, it just has a little switch on the side, so when the door closes, it presses that switch, and it literally pops that seal down hard on the floor and it creates a seal.
Okay, so it actually technically does seal it.
So it actually stops. So there's actually one fitted in this door already. So you can see the little switch. When that closes, it just pops the seal down and no sound. And I was actually here before chatting, and he had the radio on in here, closed the door, couldn't hear a thing.
Oh wow! And that was absolutely a brief from the client on this one. That these particular rooms had to be noise proof.
100%. So, and again, you know, PowerPoints in the ceiling with what he's doing.
Makes sense.
All that sort of stuff. So, yeah, so there you go.
I'm not going to go into that room because that's just a giveaway.
The blue room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. The interesting thing that I will say about that is what's happened is the room has been painted one solid colour all the way around. And we laugh because I do remember that phone call where, holy hell, the painter's got it wrong. And the client's going, no, the painter's got it right.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, you would expect it to be quiet and closing and make it feel, the ceiling feel quite low. But it's not what's happened. It's been quite a warm feeling, hasn't it? And it will make sense when you know what it's being used for, which we're not disclosing at the moment because the client wants to do that, so we're not giving away.
He's super excited about that.
He is over the moon, crazy excited about it. And it's going to happen very, very soon. So you will get an update, you will get to see all of that, but we're not going to ruin the surprise.
Correct.
So, what else? Is there anything else specific that we want to let you know at the moment?
So again, there's a little bit of the dual occupancy spec there. So we've got a switchboard here, which is for this rear and upstairs section. And down the front we've got a switchboard as well. We've also set up the future solar. So we've put conduit through. So again, if they want to add solar, they can. We've put all that through already, and again, NV in as well. within the week of where we had to be.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So I've got to say on this, the first one was a 16-week turnaround, which was crazy.
Yes.
And to the minute, basically. Like we didn't have a lot of wiggle room in it, but pulled it off. It was teamwork. Like it was everyone working together. This one, because it was going to be for us.
Yes.
We weren't so concerned about meeting that last time frame, which is where the sale came in. There was the opportunity to allow someone else to utilise it, which was great. But from that point in time to now, the time frame was set and delivered absolutely on point.
Yeah.
Any challenges from that time frame as far as the changes that were made?
Oh, well, the changes weren't really the issue. It was COVID. Everyone blames COVID.
Oh, come on!
And it was COVID. So we actually had a big hold up on timber. So all the timber at the time South Australia had their southern
the little lockdown
they should have had. But a lot of timber comes out of South Australia, surprisingly.
Yes.
You never really think where it comes from, but now I know where it comes from. And that causes issues. And then we had the Melbourne 5-day shutdown.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And all building had to stop. And the issue, it wasn't the 5 days, it's actually the ripple effect. So effectively, we probably lost a week and a half to 2 weeks because deliveries were held up, trades were held up. So that was right in the middle of this. So that was probably the biggest, and that's something we couldn't control.
No, of course it wasn't.
So we couldn't, rush over and get something. We were shut down, so we simply couldn't do it.
So I would say the relationships that built with trades and suppliers are sensational, because those changes midway through would not have been as smooth if it wasn't for those relationships that were built. So absolute credit to creating those relationships, but certainly for everyone being flexible to that point. Also, you've got to be consciously aware that things do happen that you can't control, to be able to pick up time, so being on point with timelines and being able to be on point with what.
And look, you've got to be prepared to do things in the wrong order sometimes, so you can't be hard and fast. So that's the key as well, is that when you build, ideally you like to do things in a certain order and trade in a certain order. However, you've got to be prepared to change that, and that's what we had to do here. We've had to do some trades in a different order, and we've had to, I guess, explain the trade. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. And again, because they're great trades and they get it, they're working, they go on and do it. So
it also means flexibility is not as bad as what one would assume.
No.
Right? If you can maintain those good relationships, everyone's working together for a point in time. It was very workable.
100%.
Good work. Well done. I've got to say thanks. It's been incredible. It's an amazing end result, and I know that the clients are just super. They're so excited.
And look, for me as a builder, that's the best part. When you actually, the client comes through and with a big smile and so appreciative, you get a kick out of that.
That's what it's all about. So what we'll do when this lights up and those sort of things, we'll do a little bit of a walkthrough and get them to maybe change colours and
do some stuff.
light the place up and do the nice one. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. But we're not finished yet, are we? It's not like we're off the hook yet.
And there's more.
And but wait, there's more. How come I having that back?
Correct.
Which is cool. So, concept, good?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Proven to be a designer, hopefully.
And look, a lot of comments, even the building survey that came through this week just to do the final sign-off, he just commented on the look of the building. Just that facade, which I think you picked up in the last one, with the balcony and that look. But even up in the top, when you look out the view out the front, as you said before, that view won't be blocked out. So it's got something a little bit different about it, I reckon. And then we've got some other buildings planned at the back, but one of those will have street view, which will be great. Plenty of car parking. So, but conceptually, this arrangement of office space outside of the CBD is a great concept, particularly where you need to get car parking.
Of course, but you can't get car parking in CBD. So for these guys, and people need them at car parking. Locations are this way. And we are industrial zone.
Correct.
So it's affordable. It gives it another element of affordability for business, which is paramount. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. We'll touch base again soon when we have clients going through and show you all the exciting bells and whistles as they go off. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.